I am the greatest.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
You won't do shit. Just stick and move. And just waking you up and saying, now stick and move. Keep your hands up.
Welcome to a new episode of the Stick and Move podcast. I'm your host, Trey, here with my homeboy, Sam. And today we're talking about the top 3 forgotten legends in boxing history. So, Sam, what is your number 3?
My number 3, man, is Ricardo Finito Lopez, bro.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Dude. Yeah, 51-0, 1 draw, 38 KOs. The guy was the Floyd Mayweather of the flyweights, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This guy was beautiful style. Imagine an Alexis Arguello style.
Yeah.
With the power of Manny Pacquiao, you know, the IQ of Mayweather.
Right.
The defense, everything. I mean, this guy was a perfect boxer, bro. Mm-hmm. That was not talked about because of the weight classes he was in.
Yeah.
But there was nobody that could have beaten him, bro. From all over the world, this dude was fighting the Mexicans, you know, South Africans, people from all over Asia. I mean, the guy was defeating all world champions and the mini flyweight and flyweight division. The guy's undefeated and went unrecognized. People don't mention him. People don't talk about him. Only real historians, only real people of boxing know and remember him. And I feel when they talk about undefeated records, he's
always forgotten.
He's always forgotten, and nobody mentions Ricardo El Finito Lopez, bro.
That's the thing about that flyweight division, strawweight division.
Mm-hmm.
They got to go to other countries to fight. I remember when he fought. Who was it? Was it Young Lee, if I'm not mistaken, from South Korea, and you know they would have to travel across the world to have these crazy bouts. And yes, you are 100% correct. You and I did an episode on the top 3 most underrated boxers, and Finito Lopez was on. I think it was on both of our lists. And yeah, dude, it's a shame, bro, that nobody talks about him anymore whatsoever, brother.
Yeah, and the style, bro. I remember the commentators. They talked about were gushing about was his. Look at that beautiful defense. Mm-hmm. Look at the way he's light on his feet. The punches being sharp and straight. I mean, the guy was a disciplined fighter, bro. The guy was a beautiful boxer, bro.
No doubt about it. You know, you talk to a lot of Mexican historian boxers, they always have them on their Mount Rushmore. That's kind of weird to say for Mexico, but the top 4, top 5, even some people even have him number 1 because yes, he was an undefeated boxer in the 1990s era. But I think that's what it was. I think that's why he was forgotten, dude. The 90s for boxing in most divisions were just phenomenal. The heavyweights were great. The middleweights were great. The lightweights were great at that time. Yeah. I mean, he was trying. The fact that he did have respect from other boxers was a miracle. I mean, the 90s had Roy Jones, they had De La Hoya, had Mike Tyson, Holyfield, even Foreman. The 90s was action-packed. Yeah. And the idea that he is underrated, I agree with you 100%.
100%.
All right. So my number 3, he's not really an all-time great. He's just one of my personal favorites. He was so amazing, bro, that this is one of my personal favorites. And that is Adonis Stevenson, bro. Do you remember that guy?
Dude.
Yeah, honestly, I would have had him number 1, but he's nowhere near a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, tell me about him. I remember him, but very little. Tell me about him.
This is a guy, bro, with one of the most iconic knockouts of all time. If I'm not mistaken, it was against Chad Dawson. Dude, that guy Dawson was on the wrong end of history numerous times in boxing. A great up and coming boxer, Chad Dawson was, but bro, he could just never get over the hump when it came up to up and coming boxers. When it came to uh, legends in those divisions back in the day. But for Adonis Steven, 29, 2-1, bro. He started late in his career. I know he had to do a 4 or 5 year prison sentence before early on in his life, so it delayed his boxing career. But when he came on, bro, he was known as this scary boogeyman, chiseled out, 6 foot tall, Greek Adonis of a
I remember
figure
him. I
body,
remember him.
just as a knockout artist. He was like a shorter version of Deontay Wilder before Deontay Wilder, bro.
Was he a
And
better fighter than Wilder?
ooh, wow. I think we got to leave that for the audience, you know? Go ahead and leave us in our comments. Was Adonis Stevenson a better boxer than Wilder? Forget the accolades, but more as in pound for pound fight. But look, Adonis Stevenson, I mean, he beat Chad Dawson was his main one. Tony Bello was another one. I mean, you're talking about a guy that had a unique style, southpaw fighter that was just so athletic in the ring. He had the speed, he had the power, and he was just fun to watch. He's probably on nobody's top 3 most forgotten legends, but for me, he's just more of a personal favorite. I wanted to throw him in there. I was thinking about him a couple of months ago, and I was like, dude, whatever happened to that guy? But after 2018, he just called it a career. That was it.
Wow.
All right. You have any thoughts on Stevenson, man?
Dude, I remember that name, bro, and I remember I remember that name. I couldn't believe you came up with that guy. But dude, I remember that he ruled for a while, man.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
he rolled and did he ever get a chance? He fought Chad Dawson. So what weight was that? Super middleweight?
No, that was light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight. So
Yeah.
there was never a shot of Adonis versus like Roy Jones or anything like that?
No, well, Adonis was a little bit more. Roy Jones was already like washed out at that time, you know, in 2008, 2009 when Adonis was coming up. But no, man, he didn't, you know, that was when the light heavyweight division kind of resembled a little bit of the cruiserweight division where nobody was really stepping up. After him, it was Andre Ward and Calzaghe. I mean, they're in the same era, but you know, they were still coming up at that time. And then when Adonis Stevenson called it, that's when Andre Ward, Calzaghe, all those light heavyweights took that leap and made you forget about Adonis Stevenson. So
did he retire as a champion or he lost?
No. He became like a journeyman fighter after that.
Oh,
you know?
Okay. Cool.
All right. So what is your number 2, brother?
This one could easily be my number 1, but it was something I've been reading about. That was amazing, bro. I mean, there's no denying it. No denying. This is old school though. Was the Boston Bone Crusher, bro? Sam Langford.
Langford. I'm glad you went there, bro.
178 wins, 30 losses, 38 draws, 126 KOs, bro. Jack Dempsey once wrote, "I feared no man. There was one small man that I would not fight, and because I knew he would flatten me." And he was talking about Sam Langford, bro.
Right.
The guy, I mean, the guy fought everybody all the time. I don't even know how many fights a year. 178 victories, bro. He was considered one of the greatest boxers in that era, in that time frame. One of the best boxers in history, bro, ever. In that time. Dude, he fought Jack Johnson, bro.
He did. I was about to say, yeah.
He went. I think he went 15 rounds.
They went 15 rounds, yeah.
With also what's his name? 15 rounds with Walcott. He went 15 rounds with Walcott, bro, and he fought Jack Johnson. Correct me if I'm wrong, but dude, his story is beautiful. He won what used to be called a like a world colored heavyweight championship.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, of the things that were going on in the time. But dude, the guy, there has to be a movie about him, bro.
Dude, there should be.
There
Definitely, bro.
should be a movie about him. I mean, they're just the story of his life, how
Mhm.
he was brought up, the way he, ended his career. That he was a small guy fighting these big old monsters that were 40 pounds heavier than him.
Well,
Dude,
when he fought Jack Johnson, I think Jack Johnson was 185 and Langford was 155. So you're talking about if a Crawford fought a hydrated Better Biev in the middle of a fight, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Or
bro.
Jamal Charlo, something like that, fighting each other. And
Yeah,
they went the distance. I mean, this is a guy, I mean, this was an era where they didn't have those kind of regulations that we do today. And dude, that guy did not fear anybody. And you're right. They need to make a movie about that guy sooner, much more than later. I know he's Jack Johnson has the past 10, 15, 20 years has had a resurgence in his legacy, and it's making us forget about Langford. But dude, he definitely deserves his shine.
yes,
So I'm glad you brought him up 100%.
yeah. All right, so what's your number two?
Mine is also another legend, man, and mine is Ezra Charles, brother.
Mm-hmm.
So look, we've talked about Ezra Charles numerous times throughout this episode, throughout our podcast history. But look, dude, this is a guy that went 95, 25, and 1, 52 KOs. He beats Archie Moore 3 times. He beats Joe Louis, who Joe Louis was his freaking hero. Remember, he was like crying in the locker room after he defeated him because Joe Louis, one of the probably the greatest of all time, depending on who you talk to.
Mm-hmm.
He fought everybody, bro. He came out, he fought in a time where the heavyweight division was second to none in legacy history. He fought Marciano twice, lost twice. I just think that he was like a victim of bad timing, bro. I mean, he fought like people like Cooley Wallace. He fought Jersey Joe Walcott. You
Oh,
know,
dude, that's a
this guy
legend,
just
bro.
fought everybody. Let me ask you this.
Wow.
Why do you think that time in the heavyweight history is forgotten? We talked about the 90s heavyweights. We talk about the 70s heavyweights with Ali and Foreman. Why is the 1940s, 1950s heavyweights forgotten? I mean, like I said, we're talking about Walcott. We're talking about Marciano. We're talking about Charles, a very young Sonny Liston. I mean, why is this
Dude,
era of heavyweights forgotten about? Talk to me.
why are not we talking about Esther Charles when we mention the words of Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali?
Exactly,
Dude,
bro.
this is insane. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about Rocky Marciano and not talk about everything that Esther Charles has people he's fought in, you know what I mean, in
Mhm,
his
mhm,
career? Dude,
mhm.
all those names that you listed to me right now, all of them, bro, are champions.
Absolutely,
Dude,
absolutely.
that is amazing, bro. And that's another guy that needs to be talked about, Ezra Charles.
Yeah,
I
forgotten
mean,
about, bro.
dude, I'm gonna do my research on him because
Hmm.
because that is so interesting, bro.
Right,
That is
right.
crazy that he fought all those people.
Dude,
You
they were
know,
all, and that was the thing. They were all fighting each other, bro. They all wanted a piece for each other, a piece of each other, and one other thing they had respect for each other. It's such an underrated era for boxing. It's to me, it's a victim of the times. People don't want to see the black and white fights anymore, and unfortunately, they're being forgotten. I'm glad you brought up Langford. I'm glad I brought up Esther Charles. So hit me with your number one. Talk to me.
my number one is a guy that he's my number one. When I was a kid watching him fight, he was my
Ooh.
number one villain, bro. But I loved him, bro. I love this villain attitude. He fought almost everybody, but he is a legend, at least to me and to a lot of. I know there's a lot of folks out there. Is Wilfredo Benitez,
Beat
bro.
this, yeah, yeah.
When he went, dude, he beat Duran, bro. He beat Duran. He beat Duran. He lost to Leonard, and he fought Tommy Hearns. This guy, bro, what, had a beautiful style, beautiful defense, bro. The
Phenomenal
guy,
defense.
The guy didn't fear nobody. The guy he wanted, no matter how big you were, he was the bully in that, and Sugar Ray will say it. He was the bully in that ring, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was legendary. 17 years old, bro. He won his first title of 3. First title at 17 years old.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's the youngest boxer to ever win a world title.
No, he is the youngest boxer to ever win a world title.
17 years old.
He even had his high school buddies at that fight when he fought for the championship. I teach high school history, bro. And the idea that I teach 17-year-olds as well. So the idea that one of my students was his age becoming the greatest boxer of that division, unbelievable. Benitez. I have him here on my notes. I have Benitez here on my notes for this episode.
Dude. Wilfredo Benitez, for me, man, is somebody I just love watching him fight, man.
Yeah.
I just do, man. 53-8-1 and 31 KOs. Mm-hmm. I mean, the guy got 3 titles. He's a damn legend in my book. And all respects to Wilfredo Benitez. He's still alive, by the way.
Yeah.
He's sick, but he's still alive.
All right. I love that pick. Very, 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 it's sad because, dude, we've done episodes. People have asked us to do Pacquiao versus the 4 Kings. And if you wanted to substitute one of them and put in Benitez for that 4 Kings, I would be more than happy to do that. Yeah. That's another time in an era where there were so many great boxers in that division. You're talking about Barkley, Benitez. They were just under the shadow of Duran and Hearns and Hagler and Leonard. It was just too big of a shadow. So yes, I agree with you. That is a phenomenal number 1.
All right. So what's your number 1?
So my number 1 is a boxer that fought for 4 decades in Ernie Shavers, brother.
Okay. People still talking about him.
Dude, it's already been noted that nobody hit harder than Ernie Shavers. Muhammad Ali even said that was a man that hit me that I've never been hit so hard, paraphrasing, by the way. But look, this is a guy, bro. He fought everybody from Jimmy Young. He fought Ali. He fought Ron Lyles. He fought Larry Holmes, Randall Cobb. He fought Norton, and you could argue Norton should be on this list too. Norton would knock him out in the first round.
Did he fight Foreman? I swear Foreman talked about him being a powerful puncher, maybe during sparring, but go ahead.
Some people believe that Foreman, because he never had a belt, he was never a mandatory fighter, that Foreman was just like, no, we don't have to fight him, And to be honest, I know I say this word a lot, but he was the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. Nobody wanted to get in the ring with Ernie Shavers because you knew that if you're going to get in a fight with him in the boxing ring, you're going to spend the next 2 weeks, sorry for my language, pissing blood for the next 2 weeks to a whole month after getting into a fight with Ernie Shavers. So, he never really won. I don't think he ever won a heavyweight title. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was always that boxer, like I said about Lomachenko. He was like the gateway to becoming a great boxer. If you wanted to get into that top tier of the heavyweights in the 70s, you have to go through Ernie Shavers, and he did not let anybody down. Do you have any final words on that?
Dude, I've heard about this guy, bro. Being one of the strongest punchers ever. People feared his power. I mean, dude, the people he fought, man, on his resume. I mean, there is no denying that dude was a legend. Dude, they're talking about your power today. You're talking, we've gone to George Foreman, Mike Tyson, the power of Wilder, blah, blah, blah. Dude, people are still talking about Ernie Shavers, the power that the guy, had. And he's definitely a legend, man. Especially, with his resume, bro. The people he's fought, man. Yeah. It's insane. Yeah. Insane. Yeah. And then it was in a different era when these people were fighting 15 rounds.
I was about to say that. He did fight 15 rounds. Do you think these heavyweights today can be conditioned to fight that many rounds?
No, I don't think so, bro. I think I think the fighters in the past were just built different. There is some fighters that can go 15 rounds.
Right.
That I've seen.
In heavyweight?
Not in heavyweight. Dude, who can go 15 rounds in heavyweight?
I would have.
Not Wilder.
Nah, I would have said Wilder 3 years ago because, well, even then, that's kind of weird. It looked like he had that endurance, but dude, seeing him huff and puff against Tyson Fury, like I thought he was going to die of cardiac arrest, brother, when he fought Tyson Fury out of exhaustion. You know what I mean?
What about Tyson Fury?
I don't think there is a 15-round fighter today. I just don't think so. You know.
What about a 15-round fighter in the 90s?
Wow.
Yeah, right? Do you think maybe Lennox Holyfield? Definitely not Mike Tyson.
No, Holyfield, I think could. I don't think he could bang like he always could. I mean, like he always would. I think he would have to fight a more defensive fight to get to 15 rounds. What do you think?
I think that Holyfield can, because they'll mentally understand that they got to go an extra 3 rounds, and conserve that energy. But I think somebody built like Holyfield and Lennox can. I don't think somebody like Riddick Bowe or Mike Tyson can, because Riddick Bowe with his weight, and Mike Tyson just, I mean, he'll gas out. He'll gas out. He won't go 15. And believe it or not, because I've seen him standing tall and still pounding away at 42 years of age, George Foreman.
Yeah.
I've seen him. I did when he fought Michael Moore, and I mean when he fought Jerry Cooney. I mean, the guy was still standing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And 12 rounds. I've seen him get in a 12 round battle, I think, with Holyfield, and he was good. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the only one.
I agree with you. I think a 15-round fight, that is chess in a ring, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not only do you have to fight the guy that you're fighting, but you have to conserve endurance. I mean, you're talking about mental warfare in that ring just to endure 15 rounds as a heavyweight champ or a heavyweight contender. So, any boxers you left off, man?
Legends. I mean, it's tough, but there was a guy that I remember that he was ruling the whole. People don't talk about him anymore. Well, I don't think so. And it was Julian Jackson, bro.
Oh yeah.
It was Julian Jackson. The guy was superb, man. I really liked. I mean, the guy was also a great fighter. He was one of the guys that I couldn't wait to watch fight. Dude, what do you think about Joe Calzaghe?
Yeah, dude. I mean,
what do you think about him being a legendary forgotten?
Yeah, he's definitely there for sure. You know who I had on this list too? Mark Too Sharp Johnson. Remember him?
Yeah,
dude. Ken Norton, of course. Calzaghe was great, bro. We've done an episode. I think I had him my number 2 all-time southpaw, if I'm not mistaken. But look, bro, that guy just came up in the wrong era, brother. You know what I mean? I think if it was 5 years earlier, he could have had a bigger splash. I don't think the European market helped him that much. But, bro, he is one of those forgotten legends. 100% Calzaghe was. So we'll leave it at that. Do you have any final words for our audience out there?
I'd just like to thank everybody for, commenting, watching our channel, liking, subscribing, and if y'all can share our channel so we can continue to grow. And if there's anybody y'all want us to talk about or make an episode of, top 3, whatever, or fantasy fights even, let us know and we'll do an episode, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll keep it at that, guys. We're trying to get to our goal of 1,000 more subscribers. I'm sorry, 500 more subscribers. We want to get to that 1,000. So go ahead and keep recommending our channel. If you get a message from me, I am at the Stick and Move podcast. Sam is Stick and Move Sam 75. And until next week, every Monday and Wednesday, a brand new episode. Don't forget to stick and move, baby.
I am the greatest.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.